How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Professor's Garage. Today is a long one. I made a thing, um, but I learned a lot during this video. I had a lot of fun making it. Had a lot of stress making it. I had a lot of time waiting while making it, but I love the end product, and I'm thinking I might make a uncut version that's going to be like 3 hours. If I do, that'll be in the description. But I'm gonna go ahead and take let a bunch of past me's show you how I made the staff. But go ahead and enjoy. Today I am, well, technically I've already started, but I am making a prop or a cosplay item. I'm making something from something fun. Um, but yeah, I have a 2x8 here. So the staff comes from a video that is an ad for a Kickstarter for a supplementary third-party book for Dungeons and Dragons to help you have a bunch of pre-made ideas for taverns and inns for you to put into your own games. And I love it's an awesome song. Go ahead and take a listen. The description is below. But I loved the design, and so I decided to make one. I am cutting this board in half, and this is going to be the project, and this is going to be for later. It's not as pretty of a board as I would like. I didn't get much of an opportunity to. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a little dirty from working out on the farm today. I didn't get to really pick out the board, but I told the guy it was for something more aesthetic than anything, and this is what I got. There's some cracks in it, which I hope won't ruin it. I do have some ideas for if the cracks become a problem. But this first section, I'm just going to saw this board in half, and you're going to see it in fast forward. But I'm going to spend a few minutes doing this, because I can't fast forward my life. This isn't Click. All right. I didn't saw it square. But I didn't think I was gonna. Okay. But these are the cracks I was talking about, and there's a couple that are right in the middle where most of them are right in the middle. Is this cracked more? Oof. I may need to get a new piece of wood. That was really nice. Just getting this much progress for this project. That was actually quite satisfying. I've been wanting to do this 2 years, maybe? No. Year and a half or so. You'll see the next section in a second. All right, I just got off work. We are in my father-in-law's shop, but we are going to trim the edges off this board here. That takes a second to wind down. I hadn't tried it yet. Plugged it in, but I didn't make sure it was working. Okay. It looks like these splits are getting worse, so probably going to need new board, but I saw some things we're going to try. We're just going to work with what we have for now and see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead. I already got this all set up and measured out. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this real quick and get moving on because I got to get home real quick. I think that blade's dull. I'll try this another day. I gotta get going. It's been a while since I started this project, but I'm not finishing it today. It's like 8 o'clock at night, and I'm gonna hopefully make some progress tonight. Yeah, we're gonna make some progress on my Seeker's staff, and the lighting is crazy today. Once I'm gonna be using a saw, and when I do, the light's gonna go extra crazy. I don't. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. So, in between the last video and this video, I did a couple rip cuts to trim this, and it ended up being a little bit wider than I wanted to. It's supposed to be 6 inches exactly from this point to this point. There it is, I can see it. And I also did these cuts so that I can cut into it here, probably use my handsaw, so then I don't have to worry about all this. I could have taken these up a little bit higher, but I didn't. I cut that I'm going to be trimming off just the hairest of hairs almost. Right here. That's what I'm going to be doing first, is getting that squared off where I want it. Now I just got to do this left-handed. Alright, that looks about lined up as I'm ever going to be, so. It doesn't get much better than that. Alright. Again, lights and sound. I guess that'll have to do. Lights and sound. Now it looks like a shovel. Very poor, crude shovel. And I could have and should have gone a little bit narrower here when I was doing those cuts, but I didn't trust that saw that much, and I hadn't really measured. I didn't have a line going. I didn't have measurements or markings this way at all to make sure I was going where I wanted. And it wandered a little bit. If you didn't notice already, these I don't know if it'll show on camera. or whatever, but these cuts are not straight. Yeah. So, but yeah, what held me up for a long time was being able to do those rip cuts. As you saw in the last video, my father-in-law's table saw was not strong enough, or its blade was dull, something like that. And so, finally got around to using my boss's table saw. Now let's move this and mark out some more stuff on the head. Okay, so I'm going to throw a picture up again of what I'm making, so we can see what we're focusing on now. I got the top cut off. I couldn't do it with the chop saw for here because, as you see, it curves into the main grip of the staff. Or I feel it's probably going to be a little bit more cane or scepter sized, but it's still calling it a staff. And I'm a little bit OCD or anal or whatever about this, and so I want it to be as geometrically nice as possible. Okay, I measured out this center a long time ago, and then I put a 90 from here. You guys saw me do. It doesn't cross at the 90. I'm not a machine. I'm not a machine. I'm not perfect. All right. So, I think what I'm going to do and do some stuff off camera. I'm going to draw out the circle, and I think I might use my handsaw to bring these cuts closer to about in this area, and then cut in from the side, cut off chunks again so that I have less like chisel work, or well, I don't even have a chisel, but less detail work I have to do. And I'm gonna lengthen out these lines that you can't really see them on camera. There's a little bit better. But these, I'm gonna lengthen them out so I can have that. And then once I get these two chunks off, get the circle drawn, I'll drill some holes and cut it out. But it's getting close to the handwork. Cool. Well, this is, in my opinion, major progress because with the rip cuts I initially did, the cuts up with the legs, these legs chunks cut off, and these corner pieces, with those all done, and this slants up on this side. Oh well, this is more straight across, and this slants up. Yay! Alright, so I've made some progress. And a minor setback, very minor. I've grown a little bit since I started this because, okay, I'll get to the growth in a second. But I bought a combo chisel set. This has a couple rasps, a chisel, and a file along this edge right here. But I was trying it out, and I've not really used chisels before, especially with wood. But I was working over here, and I was using another one of the chisels as the hammer. But anyways, I was working, and it started to send a chunk out. And this chunk is right here. Is right on the point of my work, where I wanted it to be a very sharp point. So on one side I'm going to have a nice sharp point, and the other side has a gouge. But I've been working with this to see kind of what the best way to do it would be. I would have loved to use a like a bench belt sander to just really sand off a lot of this, because again it's like an inch wide from all the way down that I need off. Tried doing some chiseling, and this is what happened. It's very similar to what happened up here. It was taking a lot larger chunks off than I wanted. I tried a pocket knife, and again it was taken off. It would splinter and spread deeper than I was trying to cut. And I've been filing it. Got a hand sander with a 60 grit sandpaper on here. And that's pretty slow too. So what I'm thinking might be the best is to, the fastest would be if I were to just rip it again closer to the lines that I still need to finish drawing, but you know, cut it right over here so I have 3/4 less to remove. But I'm really afraid to do that because the one saw, which you guys saw, it was not working very well, and the other saw, it was really just didn't work very well. But if I had a really good, nice table saw that was working how I wanted to, then I'd probably do that. But I'm going to see about getting a wood plane and see if I can do that and get it off. I thought the files would do a little bit more. It still might work with the files some, or the rasps. But I'm just playing with it for a while. Yeah. Alright, update time. As you can see, it's been a little bit. So, I've made some progress. I realized and thought something. If I work from this end, I could chisel away, and it might be easier. So, I've done that. I also redid my lines, my center line, and this line. I bought a yardstick and it wasn't straight. I guess it was straight enough. But I just need to do the current bottom line, redo that. Ended up marking every couple inches or so. I got this line where I wanted it, and then every couple inches or so I did a dot, and then just connected using a ruler that I felt was straighter. And so now I'm working down to it, but I've been chiseling mainly up to here. I've actually gone over here, but there's a couple spots where it got away from me, right here and right here, so it's like right at the line on this side, and on this side it's kind of peeled, so it's probably at a line, but I didn't mark on this side yet. Don't think I will. I did realize, and this has been like a couple weeks, but I did realize that a bandsaw would be really good and nice and efficient. I don't have a bandsaw. Or a scroll saw or skill saw, I don't know, maybe one of those. Jigsaw, but bandsaw is the one that really was thinking. And that's the one that I have in my mind. The other ones, I don't know exactly the shape, so in my mind as well as I do the bandsaw, so let's go ahead here. But I did actually chisel this away, and I was using the rasp to start getting this part closer to the line so I could do that, but that's where that's at. I really would like to find a bandsaw I could just use for a day, someone's I could use to borrow. I kind of want to finish up this side fully by hand, but that's, I mean, this is like, seriously, like 5-6 hours of work, and I haven't been doing it all in one day because I don't have that much time in one day. I did have 2 hours of time a couple weeks ago, and that got me like 8 inches or so. Actually, I think it was more like, 6 inches of it. And I'm going to throw up a quick video of what the floor looks like. I haven't cleaned up because I kind of like how it looks, and I want it to look like this until I'm like done. But before I bandsaw, I do need to finish this bottom line. But it's been nice. It's been interesting, fun to just come out here a few minutes, half hour at a time, and just chisel away. But I don't have the time or the equipment I would like to be able to do this efficiently. So I work with what I can, and it's been good. And I have not done any research or watched any videos, read anything on best way to use a wood chisel or anything like that. So I just have a hammer and the chisel, and I've been working at it. But sometimes I'll get really long strips, but that's when they really start getting kind of deep and losing control of them. So they're kind of cool, but at the same time, not the biggest fan of them, but And I don't have the best table for it, as you can see. It's wobbling like crazy. But yeah, I've lost control a few times. I've had to stop and like chisel it out and stop it so it doesn't go too far in where I don't want it to. And really on the corners, it's not the big deal because I'm going to be rounding those off anyways. And right now, those where it has gotten away from me are still on the corners. So in the end, it's still not worst case scenario. But I just wanted to. I think I'm gonna see about getting a draw knife because I really feel that this last little bit is just not good for the chisel. I mean, where I'm working at a lot right now is the clamp's kind of in the way. And once I get this area down anyways, then the head itself is going to be in the way. So a draw knife would be real nice to finish up. That's kind of what I'm thinking is this side finish by hand, chisel and draw knife, and then see if I can get access to a bandsaw and get this bottom side just taken off, and then I can round all of this by hand with a pocket planer and draw knife, and probably just those two, pocket planer and draw knife. I don't think I'll be wanting to use a chisel for rounding it. But, oh, and sandpaper. But I wanted to do an update section, get some chiseling done on video, on camera. So I was talking to my father-in-law about this project and mentioned a jigsaw, and he said that he had one and I could borrow it. So we're going to go ahead and give that a try. So I'm going to be putting in a quick video on how I have a clear picture because I don't have any extension cords and a cable was in the way, but all right, let's see here. And it's working! Making progress! Okay, now this half's going to be harder because now I have less to clamp onto. Oh, after almost a year, this is finally roughed out. Okay. Now I'm going to decide what I want to do next. Either round this up or do the hole. I think I'm going to do this for last. Getting that cut out. And I think for rounding this, it's going to be a lot of hand planer. I think for a lot of the rounding, it's going to be hand planer and sanding. So I'm probably not going to do a lot of recording. But I'm going to test out the hand planer right now. And I wish I had like a bench vise or something. I don't know, I might. I tested, I used some of my pocket knives to try some stuff to see if it will be worth getting a draw knife. And they kept taking off more than I wanted them to. So I decided not to get a draw knife, at least this time. I might try a little bit of that just to round it out, because but from what I read on the packaging for this is mainly just for rounding out a corner, and after using it briefly, I think it's mainly just rounding it out a little bit, but I don't know. I'm just gonna work on this till it gets round and record every now and then maybe. But yeah, once it's too round, this doesn't like working anymore. And I bet woodworkers have already commented a lot of stuff. I hope woodworkers have already commented a lot of stuff. This might work better than I initially thought, but it's still going to take a while. I'm not going to put a lot of video in for this next portion. Alright. So, oh wow. I've been sitting here for about 2 hours, just sanding. Can't really tell on camera, but... Oh. Yeah, there's probably faster ways to do this, but I kind of like the idea of just sanding the last bit of it. Let's look at that sawdust. Ah! Everywhere. How's it going, everyone? It's been a little bit. I gave up on sanding. It was taking forever. So I was playing around a little bit, and whittling actually was working pretty well. I even whittled inside a couple times and just swept up after myself. But it felt like I was making a lot more progress than the sanding, because I was actually making it round, and I don't know, but it felt really good. But it was still getting these sections where it would take off too much. There's a good view. And I had it inside, and it really started to dry out and split. So there's a couple big splits, and up through here. So I decided I needed to finish it fast. So I am borrowing my, and sorry about the angle, I'm borrowing my father-in-law's orbital sander, and I did just a couple minutes. It's kind of hard to see on here on the camera, but I did these two corners, and in just like 2 minutes, it brought it a lot closer to what I'm looking for. And so, since the splitting, I'm just gonna sand it real quick and take a few minutes and see what that's gonna do. But I'm outside. I'm gonna get my youngest settle out here playing around, and then falling. Ugh. I'll do some sanding while she's playing around and see how that will do. So hope I'll get a lot of progress done on that today. All right, editor here, so it's not completely silent, but as you can see, it's a lot faster to make some more progress on this. And got that little bit much done. It's got a lot rounder, so we'll get this done and see what happens. Right there. I just did. So this is the current idea for finishing shaping, and so hopefully it'll work, and we'll see what happens after that. Okay, so it took about 30 minutes or so, and there's only some fine things that I want to do. Maybe like this looks a little chunky on this end, but it is rounded. Next item on the list. All right. Well, this is what's probably going to be make it or break it. So let's go ahead and go at it. All right. Low power drill. It took forever, but we are through. Okay. Let's see here. Microphone died. Let's do some editor's commentary. So with the skinnier drill bit, I was able to go through the wood a lot faster and easier. And then I made a couple holes and did some straight lines. And as you'll see in a second, I cut out a square hole with the jigsaw for this portion. Okay, so I've made some progress here. Don't remember exactly what I was saying, but as you can see, I've made the hole rounder, cut off a few chunks here and there, just taking the jigsaw at different angles, and then I was kind of coming straight in at the sides to kind of whittle away and make it as round as I could. But as you can see, it still needs some work. I'm going to figure out a way to get that done, but I am making progress, so it's exciting. All right. Attempt number 2. I deleted the footage of the last attempt because, So, I was using this bit. It wasn't working. Was going to use this bit today, but that's too big for my rotary tool. Ugh. Oh, I think I wanted to try this bit first. Oh well, I'm going to this one. Let's see here. I really wanted to use this, but this turns this into a handheld router, but this wouldn't allow enough plunge to get through. There. Let's see here. Yep, nope. Cool. Yeah, so I think I don't remember. I was trying to use the file or rasp or whatever it is on here. Didn't feel like I was doing anything, so that's why I'm trying these other things. I really wanted to use this if this might work. I'll have to see if I can get one with the correct size. So as you see in that last section, I got the right pressure and speed figured out to get going, and I used this bit, which is the one that I showed at the beginning, to get most of it done, and then I finished it off with this one, turning, working from the other side, and now it is finally shaped. I mean, I haven't done any additional work on the shaft since I mentioned it. Like, there's this little bump here that I kind of feel every now and then, right there at that ring change or whatever. But it feels good enough. It feels, hand worked. And I want this thing done. So I have lost a lot of my, it needs to be perfect, that I had in the beginning. And of course, in the beginning, I thought this was just going to go smoothly and breezily, and I was going to have everything. Like, this is when I first started realizing, okay, I'm not going to be, the imperfectness is not going to bother me. And there's, that angle didn't come together perfectly. I've also, since that last section, there's a crack right here, and it shows up right here and on the other side. And I had pencil markings. I sanded those off with the hand sander. Actually gave a very slight angle here to help with whatever garbage was going on from the jigsaw cuts. Really made some grooves and stuff. Not showing up on camera, but it's got a couple indents. But I sanded it and pushed a lot of the sanded sawdust into the crack. And then I put some super glue in. Has a tiny bit of blood from a while back, and sanded this whole area. I wasn't trying to get that off, but I'm ready to get this stained. So I'm gonna go ahead and have some stuff set up here, and we'll get this all rearranged and get it so I don't get any more notifications. And this video will be done, and this project will be done. It's gonna be awesome. I'm excited. All right. Okay, I've changed into a shirt I don't care about. Ugh. There we go. Ending this video with the same belly I started with. But I got a shirt I don't care about getting dirty. Got garbage bag to set up. This is the stain I'm going to be using. It's semi-transparent, penetrating stain. And it is golden pecan, or pecan. Your preference. Cool. I was going to shake it, but it says don't shake it. I don't have a screwdriver to open it up. Yeah, I do. Check out my video on this. Link will be in the description if I remember to put it in. But yeah, I was going to shake this the other day. It is 10:50. But I'm gonna do the first coat and then go to bed because it says 4 hours between coats. Got a bunch of paper towels laid out so I can hopefully grab them one at a time as needed. Oh, I should have got some gloves. Oh well. But I don't think I've, maybe I've stained one thing before. Maybe I should have asked my wife to do this. She has a lot more experience staining than I do. But, oh yeah, this is gonna look nice. Didn't super glue any of the other cracks, just the one. I'd known it would take me a couple days to get to the staining, I might have done it, but hey, hindsight's 20/20. Plus, I didn't want to, I don't know, sand it down. You know, make your decisions. Yeah. Oh man, that looks so good. This is looking so good. Oh man, I'm glad I picked this stain. Cool. All right, I'm going to wait 15 minutes and then wipe this off. We'll see if I get that recorded or decide not to. And we'll see if I record the top coat, depending if my youngest will let me record. All right, it's been 15 minutes. I was looking at this and I think I could have put more down here, but yeah, there's the dark side and the light side. But I don't want to wait 4 hours. I bet some people are already putting in the comments, you don't have to wait 4 hours. Well, I'm following the instructions today. Day 2. Okay, I'm not saying everything. This would be time number 4. Well, been 4 hours since I wiped that off. It's not as dark as the other side still. Oh well. This is what I'm doing to manage the splits. I'm using a soda bottle that I turned into string, and I'm wrapping it around, and that's just what you're getting because I forgot to hit the record button. But I'm using a wrap or a knot that I've always called and heard referred to as the blood knot. And let's get some extra strength length here. But this is what I'm going to do. I eventually, ideally, will be switching this out for animal sinew. Well, it doesn't want to slide up. Oh well. I don't even know if this is going to work. Okay. Let's cut these. So I have a sleeping toddler and a sleeping wife. Well, she's not really a toddler anymore. So hopefully this doesn't wake either of them up, and turn the mic off so you don't have to hear it. Plan B. Fire! But the idea is that this will shrink and hold the wood and keep it from splitting. Any further, but I don't know. Plus, it'll also look cool. Hairdryer wasn't getting hot enough. I think I'll go through later with a nice fine razor blade and trim these off carefully. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do the other two right here. Nice bad split. And about here or so. But I'm going to do that off camera. All right. Okay. I'm going to call this done. Well, I'm going to trim these little tag ends. But there it is. This one's still warm. And I'm backlit horribly. But you can see the actual project itself. So I don't care. This is, I'm gonna see about finding a rubber thing that'll fit over the end. I found one, but it's like $7 for two. Of course, this is 1.5 inches. I do want to upgrade this to a combination metal spike and steel, well, rubber overcap, so you can switch between the two. That will involve shaving this down and tapering it out. But before I do that, I have to find the right one that I want. It's like an alpine ferrule, what I'm going to be looking for, but I haven't found the one I want. So that's going to be for a while. And again, once I can, I'm going to change the plastic out for sinew. But this is what's going to be the end of the video. After a year and 2 months, I have my staff. I thought this would take me like a month. But it hasn't. This did get kind of a little weird there, but hey, it's character. First one probably looks the best. They all look really good from the side without the knot. And I guess once the flyaway ends will be removed, it'll look real good. But it's done. Thank you for watching. This has been the Professor's Garage on my first, I think it's my first cosplay prop item. My first staff I've ever made. Most woodworking I've ever done in a single project. A lot of learning, a lot of personal growth with that goal of perfection. And then this probably won't work in preventing the splits from growing, but some people might have already left comments. There is still paper towel fluff in some places. Go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, but most importantly, have a great day.